Peter, do you recommend vitamins and or supplements? If so, which ones, in what form, and where's a good place to get these?
Well, this is a tough question to answer, Mike, for a couple reasons. One, it's highly individual. So I think at best what I can probably do is walk you through my thought process of how I choose the supplements I use, and encourage people to at least ask the questions of what should they or shouldn't be using. The other thing, just for full disclosure, any of the companies that I mention or products I describe are products I use on my own. I'm not being paid to peddle any product or a particular company. So the first thing you asked about was vitamins, so let's talk about that, because everybody talks about a multivitamin. I take a multivitamin, but I'll be completely honest with you, it sort of violates my principle, which is I try to do everything based on evidence, and there's actually no good or convincing evidence that taking a multivitamin is quote-unquote good for you. In fact, my doctor, who's a really wonderful guy and he's very progressive, has tried to get me to stop taking my multivitamin because he's shown me some data that actually suggests that multivitamins can cause more harm than good in people who are adequately nourished. That said, I haven't given up the multivitamin yet, and I want to do a little bit more homework on that. And his argument, by the way, and the argument of the scientists who talk about this, is that you get more than enough of these things in food, and just the constitution or reconstitution of the actual tablets probably adds chemicals to your body you don't want. But that said, on the vitamin side, I take your standard multivitamin. Perhaps the most important supplement that I do take is something we addressed a little bit earlier, which is fish oil. Now, I found a fellow down in Texas who's probably one of the world's experts on understanding fatty acid composition, and I had him run a blood test on me and a tissue test on me. So I sent him samples of my blood and some of my tissue, and he was able to do a really detailed analysis on what ratios I have in my blood of different types of fats. And one of the things that came back was, even though I had done a really good job eliminating omega-6s, I wasn't getting enough omega-3. So he recommended that I supplement with a high-quality fish oil as an omega-3 supplement. And while he didn't point me in a specific brand, he made sure, he requested that I sort of seek out something that's high quality. So I did a little reading on this and learned that not all fish oils are created equal. In fact, what you want is one that's from a reputable company that uses typically bait fish. So the smaller the fish, the better, because they contain less mercury and other toxins. If you get your fish oil from really large fish, sure, you're getting the fish oil, but you're also getting a lot of bad things that grow as the fish climb the food chain. The company I buy my fish oil from is called Carlson's, and they've actually been around longer than any company that makes it. I did a little homework on them. I was pretty impressed with their product. And so what I do is I supplement with Carlson Lab fish oil, and I use that every day. And the amount I use is specified by this test that I do, which tells me how much I need. And it turns out I don't need a lot. I use 1 tablespoon a day. A lot of people ask me about using tablets for fish oil. I prefer to use the oil for 2 reasons. One, it tends to be more bioavailable, meaning more of what you take actually gets where it needs to go. And 2, it's a heck of a lot cheaper. So I reserve tablets for when I'm traveling, but anytime I can do my fish oil at home, I prefer to do it out of the bottle. The next thing I tend to supplement with are certain types of amino acids, and I tend to supplement with these around resistance training activities, where I probably tend to tax my body more in terms of breakdown of amino acids. And for me, I really try to use 2 different types of amino acids. And by the way, I use these in almost minuscule amounts. The first is a type of amino acid called a branch chain amino acid, or BCAA. Those are just 3 of the amino acids that happen to be really important for preserving muscle density and tissue integrity under periods of great stress. And so I literally mix in probably 2 to 4 grams of this stuff into my bottle while I'm in the weight room. The other amino acid I supplement is one called glutamine, which I supplement post hard workouts, either hard workouts in the weight room, hard workouts on the bike, or even hard workouts on the pool. Because again, there is some evidence that glutamine actually helps your muscle rebuild after a difficult bout of training.